Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at another faction that Valve updated in the latest operation, or at least the agents they included. 6 SWAT Team agents with a fresh coat of paint were released as part of the Broken Fang Agents collection. However, like the Professionals, the Balkans and the ST6 before, these updates have only been applied to characters that you can purchase or unlock in-game. Let's take a look at what's on offer, and which agents are worth your time. As mentioned earlier, there are 6 SWAT Team agents up for grabs in the Broken Fang collection. There's quite a lot of variety among the agents here. Most of the agents have unique faces and headgear. The torso and legs are pretty much the same for each variant, but there's a few differences in gear and equipment each agent carries. In the Distinguished category, there are 2 agents on offer. Both are identical minus the colour scheme. The Bio has Specialist and the Chem has Specialist. The Bio featuring a greeny-grey outfit and the Chem sporting a bluey-grey number. Looking at the design, I wonder if these models were made specifically in response to the events of 2020, but one can never tell. Both Distinguished agents are clearly prepared for a hazardous environment. There's a little more diversity on offer in the Exceptional agents. John Van Halen Kask, whose name is an obvious reference to Van Halen, and Sergeant Bompson. Again, both agents have a blue or a green colour scheme, although this time both colours are a little more pronounced. Agent Kask is marked as being the medic of the set and can be seen carrying plenty of life-saving equipment, though none of it can be used in-game. I don't think a defib unit would be very balanced in a game like CSGO. Sergeant Bompson's character is supposed to be an EOD specialist, but there's no particular gear or insignia to show that's his role. There's only one superior agent for the SWAT team in the Broken Fang set, First Lieutenant Farlow. She's the first and only non-epic female CT agent. She uses a bluey-grey colour scheme to mix things up a little and carries breaching tools on her back. Again, like the superior agents, there's only one master agent, Commander Mae Jameson. As some have pointed out, her name seems to be a reference to Mae Jemison, who was the first African-American woman in space. Jemison was part of the crew of the Endeavour on its maiden flight in 1992. Jameson's character is quite unique in this collection. It's the only SWAT agent without the additional shoulder padding. She carries additional shotgun shells and has the brightest colour scheme of them all. Probably the most interesting element of the new agents is the new sleeve design. Whilst all members of the new SWAT team use the same design, it's probably the most detailed one we've seen yet in game. There's this cool little pouch visible on the left arm which nicely mimics their world model. Obviously, each agent's sleeve matches the colour of their uniform. There aren't many particularly unique colours to choose from if you're looking to match your weapons and your sleeves, but there's a decent variety of greens, blues and blacks to pick from. The most notable of which is unsurprisingly the epic of the set, Commander Mae, whose sleeves are a wonderfully vivid blue. The rest are certainly colourful, but all rather muted. I'm sure some will be disappointed there's no CT agents with a sleeveless option this time around. One of the most common agents I've seen in game is Commander Rickshaw, for this very reason. This is a massively missed opportunity by Valve to add another potentially cheaper sleeveless option. 2 of the agents have been given new voice lines. Both female characters, at least for now, have unique voices. The rest use the default SWAT team voice, which is currently also being used by the FBI. Both new sets of voices bring very different flavours to the table. Farlow's voice lines, my personal favourite of the 2, have a very chilled vibe to them. They don't scream, "I'm a professional member of a SWAT team,"
let's stick together, okay?
but they do remind me a bit more of a female Otis, which is just adorable in my mind. She's just an everyday cop trying to do her best. Commander Mae's lines have a lot more punch and authority to them. They certainly fit the description and role of the character more.
Right now, let's go. Oh yeah. Clear the area.
Commander Mae's lines are also the only ones programmed to work with the new ping system, so if you've moved over to that form of communication, you'll probably want to use her. When comparing the new SWAT agents to the regular SWAT team, it's clear they've had quite an upgrade both in terms of visuals and style. The difference in art style between the 2 eras is quite stark. Gone are some of the more distinguishing features that made the faction as a whole stand out. In fact, if you look closely at the new models, you'll notice that they use the same base as the SEAL Team 6 models. Before, each faction had a very distinctive feel to it. Now these new SWAT agents just feel like they're another set of models to add to the pile. There are some great designs and they're well made, but it feels like their distinctiveness is gone. I suspect that my more negative impressions come from the fact that unlike the FBI, SAS, Phoenix and Elite agents, the default SWAT models haven't received a new redesign to fit the new art style. There's nothing for these models to stand out against. I don't really see them as an upgrade, but instead an additional new cosmetic option. It's a shame that Valve seem to have moved away from their original intention to update everything in the game to fit their new art style. At times, CSGO can look like a modern title, though at others it's clear it's a game that's stuck in its 2012 roots. Gone are the updates we saw across 2016 and 2017, when Valve wanted to update everything they could in the game to be more modern, to fit more modern standards. The updated SAS models, the updated Phoenix models, the newly released canals, the newly released weapon sounds. Those days seem to have long gone. I'd love to see Valve complete the game's remastering. We're almost halfway there. From what we've seen of Half-Life Alyx, the new content being added to CSGO and their continued work on Dota 2, Valve are more than up to the challenge. But as with everything Valve related, it's more a case of when. But back to the agents. All of the agents are quite cheap on the marketplace if you're looking to pick up one or two. They won't set you back more than a few dollars at most. Though if you're looking for an agent with voice commands for the new ping system, you'll need to spend around $8 or £6 on the set's only CT Master agent. And that's really all there is to add. Hopefully this brief overview has given you an idea of what's on offer. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe as that really helps the channel, and I'll see you up ahead.